Ben, we would like you to introduce us your research project and how you gone with your journey, and you end up having a merit. So the other students will be helped. Okay.
Yeah, sure thing. So this is my folio here, and at the start I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to do memories. That really interested me, so I thought I could put lots of energy into that because I found interest in it. So the first was just deciding like what I knew and what I needed to find out, and so that was just the proposal. And in that, I didn't really know where the research was going, and I just thought about possible research processes. And in the green is just my reflection of that. So I came back and reflected on it later and said how I changed this, and it did change a lot. So that was the initial idea, and then to get more foundations, I made this, which is alternative to the mind map, which most people do, where I just, what I know and what I needed to find out. And so
which is kind of action plan.
Yeah, the plan, what to do. So I had some possible questions. First was just what are memories? And over the next month or so, it developed to how can we improve memories by enhancing the neurological process of memorizing. So to start off with, there were lots of approaches I could have taken towards this, and I chose to take a really psychological approach. So to do that required lots of formal reading, and I started with a psychology textbook here, and then I read a book about how people have improved memories, and a case study about someone who was a savant and has great memories. So I used this to get the kind of psychological background, and I reflected in the green the whole time about why it was useful and what it did. So these were kind of my main sources, which I used in my outcome, and then I kind of substantiated it with YouTube videos of psychology lectures and some articles, and I found some more stuff, and these were my main, but I substantiated it with all this, and then so it's good documentation of that with reflection the whole way. And then I needed to do some primary research, and to start off with I thought I could just do some self-testing, and that provided research which aided what I was saying, except I realised it was very biased, and one person is too small of a sample size to correctly come to any conclusions. So I decided to actually do an experiment, and this is the results here, where the mnemonic techniques that I found during these sources, during researching these sources, I used and made a story where I read to one group of participants the story using mnemonic techniques to remember 10 words, and then the other group I just said remember it however you like, and the blue shows the ones that used the mnemonic techniques. So that really helped my research, and that was a very good research process to use.
So can I confirm something for the possible users of this advice? You read something in a book as a theory, and you were so thrilled that you wanted to test it.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah, and that was after testing it on myself. So I taught myself to remember a deck of cards, so to show that you could do it on anyone. But yeah, a problem was I can't expect participants to put that much time into it. So I just tried to make something very generic that you could just do in 10 minutes.
So you devised your own experiment.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So,
and you kept all the ethics of the research.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you have clarified that over here.
Yeah.
Yes?
In the reflection, so had to get consent and all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and then here's just the reflection on the capabilities, so how I learnt, and some more reflection here, the last 2 pages. And what can I say about that? Yeah, that's just the discussion with the teacher and...
Yeah, so here, let's concentrate on this. So this is reflection on the research processes, challenges, and the discussion of the teacher, ethics. So you include everything here.
Yeah. So
it's like a log of your notes in one page, which is great. You have ethics in the bottom of the middle column, and you have benefits of the outcome, what you can improve. reflection of the outcome. So you have everything here.
Yeah.
And what's this?
The diagrams that I used in the outcome, because originally these 9 pages was my entire folio, but I managed to get it into, like, the 10 pages into 9 pages, and I realized after completing it in year 11, when I came back and did a bit more work in year 12, that my outcome, you could have a look at it over here, see that has all the diagrams there, that it just didn't look appealing enough. You had to really read it, and the diagrams speak 1,000 words, just make it look pretty, and so I reflect on that in the folio here.
So you made these diagrams to help your outcome be more
persuasive, I guess, more
lovely,
more appealing to read, and I think that makes a huge difference. Yeah. So this is my outcome, and yeah, what can I say about this? I just have everything from my folio.
Did you find a resolution to your question? Did you answer your question?
Yeah, I found various techniques that help a lot, and
so how you start your outcome? What's the structure of your outcome?
Structure. So I just kind of defined the questions. Oh yeah, because I took my psychological approach, the first is just the neurological process of memorizing. So I talk about what learning is, what memorizing is, and then from that, because you kind of need this information to understand the techniques that help. So from that, then I outline each technique. So I really asked 2 questions, which made it a bit broad, that was one of my problems, where I had to find out what memories were and how to improve them. And yeah.
And you incorporate, as we see, your test, your memory test findings.
Yeah. And I also talked about the other primary sources I used, except I focused mainly on this because it was the strongest one.
So it was more consistent and reliable.
It still has a few limitations because it was just done in with year 12 students. It was, so it still has limitations, but it's the strongest one. Yeah,
it lacks generalizability, but still very concise finding. And that's your bibliography.
Yeah.
And you include your primary sources, your self-testing, your interview, your experiment, and your secondary sources. Lovely. And of course, in your evaluation, you have reflected on all this.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Anything else to say?
No, that's about it. Just pick something you enjoy and research a lot.
Research a lot and never quit.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Bye.